Hey, my beautiful friends, it's your friend Kevin. Thank you. Welcome for being here. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing all this. This is your card of the day. All right, credit where credit's due. We're using 2 decks this week by Kyle Gray. Angel Prayers Oracle cards, which is the card of the day. Images by Jason McCready. And then we've got the brand new deck he brought out last fall, the Divine Masters Oracle deck, Kyle Gray, with images by Jennifer Hawkyard. This front image, by the way, is a card known as the Lemurians. They haven't yet shown up in a reading, but they may. So our card of the week is Shiva. It's all about karmic releasing. It's about the end of any cycles and how any debts, and I'm talking about emotional debts, physical debts, could be financial debts, are all seen as being paid off, starting off with a clean slate, particularly on the heels of last weekend's full moon in Virgo. So if you've got any unfinished business, it's kind of finished. It's worked its way out. My isms for today, this being a number 2 day, and I'll get to some of those. Ooh, it's stuck together. I'll get to some of those the notes on that in a minute. Is I'm on the way to another wonderful experience, and I am always in the flow of more and more greatness. It would be really silly to think that we're in the flow of less and less greatness, that our flow is reducing to a trickle, although mentally, sometimes emotionally, we feel that way. Anyway, the other one of these that I like a lot is I am always with my inner being, also known as your higher self, and everything is wonderful. When you follow the thoughts and advice of your inner being, things are wonderful. Now, I'm going to pull the card of the day, then I'm going to do my notes on what the number 2 day, because it's part of the divine feminine. It's part of being, looking at your insecurities, looking at where you perhaps are not being kind to yourself, where perhaps you may have been reactive, maybe your thoughts are a little off kilter, and cleaning up some of that. So let's go. Gertrude, Beatrice, what do you want me to do 5 times today? 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, where do I pick? Just pick one from the middle of the deck. Okay, this one in here. Sometimes I like it when they flop out. Sometimes I like that messy shuffle. But that's just me controlling the narrative a little bit. Ooh. Don't hesitate. Meditate. Don't hate. Meditate. Well, I actually like don't hesitate. Get to meditation. This word hate... not sure any of us in this channel, anyone paying attention to this, has that in their wheelhouse. The prayer that goes with it for today is thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditations. I personally like the guided meditations that are out there from various folks. You can do meditation on self-love. If you look that up, even in a YouTube channel, you can find something. My personal go-to for all of you is if you look up meditations on self-love, then you'll be drawn to one, 2, or whatever. You'll be drawn to someone who has one. Sometimes I've clicked on them and I've not liked the music, or at least I have not vibrated with the music. I couldn't say not liked. I just haven't vibrated with it. Now, how does this all play out? Okay, so if I look at the number 2 day, number 2 tracks in tarot like you've got the 0, which is our dreamer card, or in traditional tarot, the Fool, followed by the Magician, which will be a number 1, wishes, new dreams, new opportunities, new ideas, new epiphanies, Archangel Uriel, and Raziel working together to bring into fruition what you want to achieve. And then we move into the second card, number 2, if I'm looking at it in the journey of the tarot. This is about being gentle, being harmonious, and working with the divine feminine, creating sincerity with your words, tactful help and suggestions. This would be a day to consider taking the word advice out of your vocabulary. Many of us have got the wisdom and truth of the spirit world, particularly the divine feminine, the divine masculine, work of the divine. But in some professions, when we're saying, my advice would be this, my advice would be that, we're actually almost mandating that the other person act upon what we're telling them. And since we're in such a litigious culture where people want to blame and place shame on good intentions, that can be seen as not such a great thing. So by using the term suggestion, can I suggest something? Ask first. Do you mind if I make a suggestion? And then you can follow the suggestion up with, this is where I'm talking about being tactful. Follow the suggestion up with, have you ever sat quietly in your vehicle with all your devices turned off and just listened to what your thoughts in your head are? That will be a suggestion for you. It will be a suggestion for other people, particularly if you're coming up against somebody who is conflicted. And let's face it, we live in a world that is full of conflicts. Right now, I think it's temporary. Everything's temporary. With a number 2 energy, be supportive, be considerate, come from a loving place, be completely aware of what you're thinking, what's going through your mind. And remember, there is no greater power than that of divine power. You might be feeling confusion, you might be feeling impatient. Just focus on the beautiful, kind, wonderful, great results that you're on the way to getting, on the way to a wonderful experience. And then if you're still struggling with these not so great feelings, thoughts, ideas that are snagging, that are getting caught in your head, this is why the meditation card shows up. The meditation card shows up for you to go inward to your higher being and to ask your higher being to give you clarity, to give you sincerity, to give you kindness, to give you truth. Asking for help is also a part of the number 2 energy. You're on your way, keep it going, keep moving forward. But sometimes our human experience can get tangled up in the weeds where we're not sure we're in the right direction, going in the right direction. And this can end up giving us these thoughts of lack thereof or past issues that pop up. Your angels and your guides and your spirits can guide you and lead you to better feeling thoughts. And the meditation helps to get you there. It's challenging for folks to develop a meditation practice where you sit quietly, and I like to focus on those 5 mantras, those words: calm, peace, balance, stillness, and ease, one at a time. And when I go on my little angel walks, it's like first thing I'm doing out the car when I lock it up. Thank you, angels, guides, spirits from all 4 corners and all realms for walking with me today. I call forth any one of you who wishes to bring me peace, bring me love, bring me kindness, bring me understanding. And thank you for keeping this going. And then I just go about my business. That to me is walking in that meditative state. So my point to that for all of you in this card of the day little message is, if you think and believe that every step you take is towards something greater, something bigger, something more wonderful, the weakness or the snags or the trouble or the strife or all of the challenges that you have endured isn't here to continue that cycle. Because most people think, oh, here we go again, another path. No, let's get this clear. Those repeating cycles, those repeating patterns are, oh, I got goosebumps. It's the divine's way of showing you how far you came between the now and when this may have happened before. It isn't a repeat of the cycle. It is, everything does repeat. I mean, look at these numbers, angel numbers every day. We go up to 9, we may happen upon an 11 or a 22, and that just amplifies the message of the 1 and the 2. They repeat themselves about every 10 days. However, where the planets line up, where the solar system has moved and shifted, where the seasons have moved and shifted, where cultural, culture, let's go there, have moved and shifted, it's a different 1, a different 2, a different 3, a different 4, a different 5 day, a different 6 day, because of the other elements that surround it. What I'm getting from a lot of your comments, which is still kind of waking me up to saying, at the beginning of this, almost 4 years ago, there was a part of this that I was wondering, listen, I have this imposter syndrome. Where does this information come from? And how does it come to me? And I'm hearing now Gertrude saying, oh, stop with this nonsense. This is what the Spirit wants you to know. They pop in and they're guiding you, gifting you, lifting you, and sending all of us on a path of lifted well-being, if that makes sense. Yes, just as there are, I call them awkward people. You know, you can go through scriptures, you can read stories about the challenges, the contrasting emotions, the contrasting spirits, the contrasting energies, the contrasting messages. There are going to be those. This is another way of making choice. We have the power to choose. All of our spirit guides, archangels, guardian angels, guardians of the four, all of the ancestors that came here just as we did, those that we have lifted or that have lifted up into spirit, they all came here with the same intentions. We're going to do A, B, C, D, E and get it all done. And sometimes they didn't get to do it because there are these contrasting energies. Beatrice is saying, you can't come and make a decision and have everything be a glorious day. That is a choice. Because not everything is seen as a glorious day. And this is why a number 2 day, sincerity, kindness, vulnerability, watch your thoughts, don't try. You know, there's a way that we try to manipulate things when we don't really realize what we're doing. Always your choice, someone else's choice. Most people are out there right now pushing their choice down that aisle. If you're in the United States, which is where I live now, or really anywhere, there is always these elections going on, politics. There is always a pendulum that swings. There are always reporters there getting the information and then putting the information out there. What news cycle channel are you listening to? What news cycle channel is being fed to you? And I want to get into those weeds because I can get in trouble. The point I'm making today, don't hate, meditate. You might come across somebody who's got a really, 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 really strong opinion, okay, Beatrice, and they really, 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 really want to validate that strong opinion, and they really, 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 really want to influence your thoughts. They're your thoughts. They belong to you. Don't belong to me. What I say here is I believe, and my beliefs change just as the day changes, just as the weather changes. I might believe this all the way along. I got to release some of those beliefs because they're no longer serving my purpose. Do you see what I'm saying with this? Wonderful things are always happening, but we have to make room for the wonderful things by removing the clutter. And now I'm over 15 minutes into this one. I'm going to let it go. I love you all so, so much. Really, truly. You light me up. Sometimes you bring tears to my eyes with your comments. Until tomorrow, be well, be loved, keep going, keep it up, one foot in front of the other. You've got this going on. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.